Hi everyone, so a couple of months ago I heard about Justin Bieber being diagnosed with Lyme's disease, and it made me think back to when I potentially thought that I had Lyme's disease because I've been bitten by a tick and I was an absolute mess. And it can be such a dark place, when you think you have Lyme's disease, because it truly is a dreadful disease and it can mimic all sorts of symptoms and other diseases. And when you don't have the financial means to go about a diagnosis, especially because you can't really go off one test because there's a lot of false positives and a lot of false negatives as well, it can be quite bleak to think that you have Lyme's disease and it's just ravaging your body. Now, Justin Bieber, he has the financial means to go about looking for, help from professionals. But when I was potentially thinking I had Lyme's disease, I was looking at all these different people that had been through it for years. And one guy in particular had been through the whole traditional route of antibiotics, IV antibiotics, over the course of a year, and he never got well. And that was scary, but at the same time, this guy had recovered, and he didn't recover from traditional means. And that gave me so much hope, and that's when I cancelled the test I had with a lab called Infecto Labs in Germany, because for one, it's very expensive. For two, I could get a false negative. I could not be Lyme at all, even though I've been bitten by a tick. There's so many ifs and buts, and it's a very costly route to go down. And I'm not trying to dissuade you. If you have the financial means to do it, go ahead. But know that there are other people that had a positive diagnosis for Lyme's disease and recovered not through traditional means, not through antibiotics. So if you're out there and you think you have Lyme's disease and you don't have the financial means to go about it, there are alternative options to treating it. Now for me, I don't know whether I had Lyme's disease or not in the end. All I know is I was absolutely crippled and I couldn't work, I couldn't do anything, and I'd been bitten by a tick. So it could have been Lyme's disease. It could not have been. When I had that relapse in 2018, when I went back to old habits, I was diagnosed with autoimmune disease. Potentially it was lupus. So it could have been lupus all along for me. But do they know whether Lyme triggers lupus? There's just never-ending options of what could be causing what. And I decided during my recovery that I wasn't going to focus on them. I was going to focus on the things I could do and do consistently and just see where it goes from there. Treating myself well in my mind and in my actions every day. And my life's completely changed now. I'm working full time, and it's like just a distant memory now, living with a chronic illness. So it can be really bleak, and I understand that, but know that you don't need the financial means to go about getting diagnosed and just everything else that goes along with it. If you want a recovery, there are other options, and it's difficult for everyone. Everyone's different, but don't let something like that change your mind. All right, guys, thank you.